My buddy Rick hit his deer last year. And he sent a video of a guy that was riding a Harley, I think it was. He had a deer. And he managed to keep his bike upright. You usually don't see that much wildlife in the daytime up here. You're more likely to hit a cow. Carmel's Dude Ranch. That's a real pretty drive up that way. Spring Creek. Real pretty. You can go pretty far up there before the road turns to dirt. And mountain climbers up there. I'm sure there are. Yeah. It's a beautiful morning. Let's see, it is currently, what, 9:15? I should get over to Buena Vista in good time. Buena Vista! Yeah! Trying to get my friends to come up so we can go out and drive my sports cars around. Motorcycles and whatnot. Get the camper out. It's summertime, baby. It's time for all that stuff. Actually, officially, it's not summer. Because today is June 18th. I think that momentous occasion happens on June 22nd. It finally started getting a little warmer up here. Yeah. She was really cattle guard. Lots of people riding bikes this morning. So, one of my buddies is off of the forum. His handle on the forum is Britman on the F6C forum. That dude does some big rides. He's, last time I checked, he was still out in Utah. He had gone through Bryce Canyon and that area. Boy, did he get some beautiful shots. I may have to venture out of Colorado. Go over into that area. That was outstanding. Yeah, it's cooling off. I'm glad I put my gloves on. The odometer showing 11,776 miles. When I bought the bike, it had 2,700 miles on it. And it sounds about right. A little less than a couple thousand every riding season. Oh yeah, anyway, my friend, Brentman, his real name is Paul Smith. He's originally an Englishman. Well, he still is an Englishman, but he's an American citizen now. And, man, that dude, he put some miles on. He is from Maggie Valley. And, if that name sounds familiar, that's because the Dale's Will Through Time is in Maggie Valley. He's right there. That's where he lives. So he's way out west here. Thousands of miles away from home. He hits some really nice routes too. He uses Relive, and it tracks his rides. Camera guard. Now if I can stand up a little bit before I hit those, then it doesn't jam my vertebrae down into the seat. Carbons are good, but they just can't absorb that kind of stuff. I kind of, in a way now, wished I would have got the heated option, the heated seat option. But, you know, there's really not that many times that I'd need to use it. It would have been nice to have it this morning. Early mornings in Colorado, it's still pretty cool. And sometimes we get these little teeny tiny spiders in the house and you can't even really see them, but every once in a while you'll walk through the little spider web that's hanging down off the ceiling. It just feels weird. Feels like a face. Feels like a hair going down your face. Would you agree this is a beautiful day for this ride? Oh my gosh. So nice. So my Insta360, the battery in that thing, it stays charged up for a pretty long time. I can go out for an hour and a half or two and it's still going. But I bought a little case, a little charging case that came with a extra battery that you charge the case, so when you need to recharge the battery, just throw it in there and it'll charge it right up without being plugged into anything, which is really nice. Very handy. But I do have a USB port on the bike. When I first got it, I went to went to a shop up here that they installed that for me. The guy that did it, his name is Rusty. Rusty did a really good job. Everything he did for me was good work. My push has got a problem where it overheats, and I think I finally figured out what's causing it. It's not that. I think the radiator is fine. I think the flow of the liquid is fine. But I think what happens is when you shut it off, the thermal switch comes on, it turns the fan on, but there's nowhere for that hot air to vent. I noticed that there's a vent that kind of goes up into the dash a little bit, and it's completely caked in dust and dirt. And I think because that hot air can't go anywhere because that vent's plugged up with dust and dirt, I think that's what causes it to boil over when you shut it off. That's just a theory. I'm going to test that pretty soon. I took the Porsche out the other day for a little drive. It was really a blast, man. Really. Super underpowered, but it's still really a lot of fun to drive. It's on the car that we have that has a clutch. This is a 4-speed transmission. And I really couldn't tell you how many miles on it because back when I was driving it almost every day, I was working and I was going out to this building that I'd never been to before, and the road sign said whatever it was, 1 mile, and I hit the trip odometer. When I hit that, it stuck everything else, and the regular odometer quit working. Which tells me two things. One, mechanical. There's some cable or something that drives the trip odometer. Probably runs off the wheel somewhere. And two, it's not anything in the instrument cluster because I bought another one off of eBay, and unless it has exactly the same problem, when I swapped out that instrument cluster, the trip odometer still did not work. So it's whatever drives the odometer and the cable or the little mechanism or wherever that thing goes to, that's where the problem is. I never bothered to get it fixed, and I really don't know what it would take. The car's so old. Yeah, next year it's going to be 50 years old. That's pretty old. I was going to try to get the fuel out of it. I bought a pump where I could, snake that down into the gas tank and get the old fuel out of it. But what happened was I got the first part of the siphon down in there. It has some kind of valve or something, and it like clamped off my little siphon hose that I was sticking in there. Crap. What do I do now? I cut the hose off at the filler neck, and I thought that was kind of stupid because now that thing can go down inside there, clog things up or do something bad. So I worried about that couple months, I'd wake up in the morning thinking about it, like, what am I going to do about that? So then I started thinking about how can I get that little hose that I cut out of there. So what I did was I took a screwdriver, a long screwdriver, and I pressed a little valve in, and I took a needle nose pliers, and I was able to pull the cut piece of that hose back out of there, which I was relieved for that. What I really need to do is I need to drive that car more often, burn more fuel. It's getting quite a bit colder now. This is good for a good test run for my run when I got to Dinosaur. See what the temperatures are going to be like. I don't have the lining in my coat, and I just have a long sleeve shirt, t-shirt on underneath the jacket. I can start to feel it a little bit. I might need to turn the heat setting up on my gloves a little bit. For sure it's going to be colder when we go over the top of the pass, 10,000 feet. But maybe by then it will have warmed up a little bit too. We're still pretty early in the morning. I have to change the battery in my little red watch here. That one didn't last a year, the previous one. Very nice. Almost to the reservoir. I would love to know the people that own this property here, because I'm sure it's just loaded with really nice trout. Yeah. Nobody pastors them. It's all private property, so nobody's able to fish it. I'm sure the fish just love it in there. It'd be really fun to know whoever owns that and go fishing down there. Awesome. My brake free on back there on the back of my helmet. I forgot to turn it on the first leg, or did I? What did I turn on? Can't remember what I turned on. There's something back there. Every little bit of safety helps. And I bought this new Lockhart neck brace. And it had straps on it, and we're coming into the hog trough here. It had straps on it that went under the armpit, but it was too awkward, and they said it was optional. That's a hog trough right there. There are some humongous fish in there. Yeah, the fish in there are pretty big. About as big as some of the ones I've seen over. There's a stream that runs between two reservoirs. It runs between the Spinny Mountain and the 11 Mile Reservoir. And that stream is called the Dream Stream because the trout in there just get super massive. They live out in the reservoir in the wintertime, the smaller fish, and then the summertime they go up into the channel between the two reservoirs in the Dream Stream. Here we are, top of the Taylor Reservoir here. Looks like a beautiful day up here. How full is the reservoir? That's the question.